What's going on? All thanks for tuning in once again. Let's recap Chisora versus Wallin. What a hell of a fight. What a hell of a fight from Chisora. I wasn't expecting him to have that much in the tank. I was expecting him to be very dominant in the first 4 rounds. I did mention, Wallin is not an inside fighter, but I thought, if Chisora gets tired, Wallin's going to find a way to at least move around, keep him in the middle of the ring, out jab him, circle. That's what I was expecting. In this fight, Wallin was looking to counter Chisora. Wallin was looking to, it almost seemed like he was looking to knock him out when he comes forward in the corner. But, Chisora, being as crafty as he is in terms of keeping low, keeping his head tucked in, his chin tucked in, he was swinging most rounds. Round 9 drops him overhand right, round 12 drops him overhand right. That's the punch that I said that can drop any heavyweight. Didn't we just see Wallin flying across the ring from an overhand right in the 9th round? This isn't a 4-round knockdown, this is a 9th round knockdown, a 12th round knockdown. This is the sort of power that Chisora has in that overhand right. That's a signature punch. Wallin simply couldn't move around enough in this fight. He couldn't keep Chisora away with the jab. Chisora wasn't really phased from the power of Wallin. We did see Chisora take a couple of rounds off, but he was still busier than Wallin. That just shows the amount of punches Wallin was throwing. He wasn't throwing enough. He wasn't throwing the jab enough. It almost seemed like he was waiting for Chisora to close the gap and try to catch him with the short knockout punch. But the thing is, Wallin doesn't have knockout power. It was a case of Wallin's only chance of winning is by the cut, but that cut was caused from a headbutt. It's almost like Wallin couldn't have won this fight. Being Chisora's last fight in England, I just didn't see the referee stopping that fight. This cut wasn't as bad as the Fury cut. They were able to stop the bleeding, and it wasn't really as effective as the Tyson Fury cut. But it was a very one-sided dominant performance from Chisora. It was a very surprising performance in my opinion. In terms of stamina-wise, Chisora just didn't seem like he was running out of steam. He kept throwing, kept coming forward, kept trapping Wallin to the ropes. Like I say, Wallin didn't have enough space to initiate his attack. He's an outside fighter. I mentioned this in the breakdown. He's an outside boxer. He struggles on the inside, and Chisora made it an inside fight for the whole fight. He just kept coming forward, kept pressing him on the ropes, and it was a hell of a performance. Well done to Chisora in England, getting his win, in great fashion. Very entertaining fight, I must say. I enjoyed it from round 1 to round 12. Heavy underdog, Chisora gets it, so there's a win there for anyone that did bet on the fight. Very dominant performance. What I will add is that, Chisora is definitely taking punishment. In this fight, he does get hurts. In terms of, his face does swell up a lot. The punch resistance is catching up to him. It was a good thing he was fighting Wallin, like I mentioned in the breakdown. He does have a 50% knockout ratio. He's talking about his last fight, his 50th fight. I'm hoping that it is against like a Usyk. I don't really want to see him against a puncher. I don't want to see Chisora too punch drunk. You know, I don't want to see him go out and, you know, he has permanent damage. You know, even in this fight, you know, his face is all busted up. Looks worse than Wallin's. So I don't really want to see him take too much damage. So I mean, a fight against Usyk, I believe will be good for him, or fight against maybe a boxer that doesn't have much punch knockout. You know, someone like either Usyk, or I wouldn't mind him fighting Whites again, just because Dillian White, you know, he does seem like he's dropped a bit, you know, in terms of his punching power and all that. You know, it seems like he's gone a bit rust there. So I wouldn't mind seeing that, you know, White versus Chisora. I think that fight's not too much for him, but I don't really want to see him fighting a Zhang, a Wilder, or even like a Joshua, someone that can really hurt him badly. You know, I don't want to see him fighting those guys, even Dubois. You know, I don't want to see him fighting those sort of guys. I want to see him fighting either Whites or Usyk. But that's my take anyway. Great performance from Chisora, well deserved, dominant performance. You know, very impressive with stamina. You know, the heart and all that. You know, managed to knock down Wallin twice in the late rounds. Great performance. You know, the Joyce fight, this fight. You know, two great performances where Chisora was the underdog and managed to win it in great fashion. That's my take of it anyway. Leave yours, and I'll catch you soon. Peace. Have a good day. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Catch you next time. Peace.